Hi everyone, in this video let's see the difference between tort and breach of contract. So first, a breach of contract, it results from the breach of a duty undertaken by the parties themselves. And on the other hand, tort is nothing but it results from the breach of such duties which are not undertaken by the parties themselves but which are imposed by the law. If such duties are being violated, then tort comes. Say for instance, we can take that I have a duty not to assault or detain anyone or to commit any nuisance and or trespass over another person's land. And not because I have voluntarily undertaken any one of these duties, but because the law imposes such duties on me, or rather on every member of the society, the law imposes. So this is known as tort. And the second difference is that in a contract, the duty is based on the privity of contract, and each party owes duty only to the other contracting party. So, for example, we can say that if A and B make a contract, and A's duty is towards B and B only. Okay. Similarly, B does not owe any duty in respect of this contract to any other person than A, we can say. Okay. And it says that privity of contract is nothing but where the rule is that we cannot sue a stranger for the violation. Only we can say that if A and B has entered into a contract, then A is owed to B and B is also owed to A, not any other person, not the third party. Okay, that is known as privity of contract. Now, in tort, we can say that the duty which is imposed by law is not to a specific individual or individuals, but they are towards the whole world at large. Duty is towards the whole world at large. But in a contract, it is only between individuals. So if A and B has agreed into a contract, then only between both of them. But in case of tort, it is a duty towards the whole world at large. Okay? You can see a case law related to that. Donogue versus Stevenson. In this case, it shows that a manufacturer of drinks he owes a duty of care, okay, to every possible consumer of his product. And if you want to know more about this, I have a detailed video which I have put the link in the description, so you can refer from that. And the third distinction is that in a breach of contract, the damages are awarded in the form of liquidated damages. And in case of tort, it is in the form of unliquidated damages. In previous video also I have discussed about the distinction between liquidated and unliquidated damages. So let me tell you once more. That is, liquidated damages are those damages which are being predetermined by the parties. So for example, if a contract has been entered between A and B, then they will in that contract there will be a clause which will be mentioning that about the amount of the contract amount that is to be paid when there is a breach of contract. Okay, so that is known as liquidated damages, which is predetermined. And in case of tort, it is unliquidated damages, where the compensation of the damages will not be determined previously, but if there is any violation of a tort happens, then the party can go to the court and the court is at the liberty to award such compensation. So court has the full discretion to award compensation or damages to the party injured. So here this is the difference between liquidated and unliquidated damages. So In liquidated damages, it is between a contract, so in the contract it will be mentioned, but in unliquidated damages, it is up to the court to decide the compensation. Okay, 3 points we have discussed about the distinction of breach of contract and tort. Now let's see the some same facts are there which result in the breach of contract as well as tort. So for example, we can take negligence of a driver. Because of that, see there is a negligence of a driver and it has caused an injury to a railway passenger, and here the railway authorities will be liable for the breach of contract of safe carriage, and there is also tort of negligence here, so which results in damage to the passenger. And similarly, there is one more instance we can say that in the previous video also I have discussed about a person leaving a horse with his neighbor for 1 week and he go out and the neighbor will allow the, in that case I have told about A and B. So B will allow the horse to die of starvation. And there is a breach of contract, and because B has failed to exercise his duty of care. And here the bailey, that is A, he have the bailey has committed a tort of negligence. So the plaintiff, which is A, the bailey is B, okay? And A has the right to claim the damages either under the breach of contract or for the commission of tort. Either not for the both he cannot claim, but either of breach of contract or tort he can claim the damages. So this is all about the same fact which results in a breach of contract as well as tort claim. So two instances I have already given. I hope you have understood. Thanks for watching.